Imagine the sky blacking out with warships. When scientists finally get a clear look at the pilots, they aren't aliens, they're us. Human, evolved, weaponized. And they've come to reclaim the planet they abandoned 100,000 years ago. What's your move? And what do you become when they decide you aren't worth keeping? Let's face it, humans run when things get bad. We walked out of Africa 70,000 years ago with zero maps, hitting the Americas by 15,000 years ago. To put it in perspective, leaving a dying rock behind isn't as fishy as it sounds. We do it every time our backs are against the wall. And evolution doesn't dawdle. Extreme environments rewrite biology in a jiff when you push the panic button. Tibetans mutated the EPAS1 gene in under 3,000 years to thrive on 40% less oxygen. Now drop humans into the radioactive deep freeze of space. NASA proved cosmic radiation changes us fast. Scott Kelly spent 340 days in orbit and came back with 7% of his gene expression altered. Multiply that genetic pressure by 4,000 generations. Yeah, whoa. Biologists confirm isolated mammal populations can completely lose the ability to interbreed in just 500 generations. Stretch that microscopic window to 100,000 years, out in the freezing dark. They're still us, just not anymore. So, who are they now? What did 100 millennia in the black actually do to them? Eyes first. Their pupils have expanded to swallow the entire iris, biologically optimized for ambient light 1/10,000th the brightness of our sun. Down here, a sunny Tuesday afternoon would physically scorch their retinas, pure blinding agony. But they move flawlessly in total darkness. The suffocating pitch black where we'd need heavy tactical night vision gear just to find the door handle. Then there are the bones. Calcium is dead weight in zero gravity. They don't need spiffy sci-fi power armor because their skeleton is a highly engineered carbon ceramic lattice, exactly 2.4 times denser than yours. These guys stand 2.1 meters tall, carrying 340 pounds of hyper-efficient mass. They pulled 9 Gs in a fighter craft without even coming close to blacking out. Earth's gravity feels to them like taking a casual stroll on the moon. Familiar, sure, definitely not home. The brain is the real nightmare. 100,000 years trapped inside metal cans created insane evolutionary pressure for perfect coordination. One single panic attack could vent an entire module into space, so evolution just deleted panic from their brains. Now every person in their 50,000 sheep fleet thinks and acts as one. Zero delay, zero miscommunication, no generals, no chain of command. Their whole fleet operates like a single mind. Good news is, technically they're still human. Bad news is, Neanderthals probably thought the same thing when they met their long-lost cousins. Ask them how that worked out when the sapiens showed up. Biology is just the warm-up. What does 100,000 years of sheer technological momentum look like pointed at your neighborhood? Fasten your seatbelts. No lasers, no cinematic dogfights in the stratosphere. No technobabble, just cold, unforgiving physics. From deep cislunar space, roughly 1.24 million kilometers out, smack dab in the middle of our lunar blind spot, they drop the hammer. They accelerate 200-ton solid tungsten rods to 0.3% the speed of light. Each kinetic rod takes exactly 23 minutes to hit. No heat signature to track, no exhaust plume. No radar system on this planet can even see them coming. Well, we can't stop it. Our absolute best defense networks like THAAD top out tracking targets at 3 or 4 kilometers a second. These rods are screaming through the vacuum at 900 kilometers per second. We're 225 times too slow to react before the very first impact even punches through the upper atmosphere. By the time the sirens wail, the craters are already cooling. Bye-bye early warning systems. But here's the reversal no defense planner saw coming. They don't glass the planet. They don't wipe off the face of the Earth entirely. The strike is terrifyingly surgical. Power grids, comms hubs, underground military command centers. Every node of global resistance vanishes in 30 flat seconds. Yet the sprawling cities stay standing. The agricultural megafarms stay intact. Millions of people live, just enough to run the vital planetary infrastructure. They didn't come to Earth to destroy it. They desperately need its resources. And that means keeping a bunch of us around to become a major headache later on. If they want the planet entirely intact, and they actually need us alive to work it, so how do we fight back? I know what you're thinking. The microbiome, our invisible wild card. Think about it. These invaders have been breathing perfectly filtered, sterile spaceship air for thousands of generations. Their immune systems have absolutely zero memory of Earth's modern bacteria. To a hyper-clean species like them, our atmosphere probably smells like raw, rotten decay. Look at history. The Black Death wiped out 60% of Europe in 4 years. Earth is chock full of 100,000 years of biological ammo their bodies have never touched. We wouldn't even need to fire a single weapon. We are a walking biohazard. Our everyday germs would poke holes in their armor for us, am I right? Just kidding. Buzzkill alert. That hope dies on impact. The hive mind processes biological threats in real time. An infected soldier dies, but the millisecond their heart stops, the immune system uploads the pathogen's exact biological data straight to the collective network. Every single casualty manufactures a flawless, real-time antibody for the rest of the entire fleet. A grinding war of attrition means nothing to a species learning from every loss instantly. To add insult to injury, we're essentially giving them free vaccine updates. It just makes them invincible. But somewhere up there in that silent fleet, a few of them are looking down at the blue expanse of the Pacific Ocean and feeling something. Not quite nostalgia, something much older. A raw, genetic echo of a home they've never actually walked on. We can't win a physical fight. Never tell me the odds, because against a networked intelligence dropping tungsten from the moon's shadow, they absolutely stink. The real mystery kicks in right here, finding out if even one of them actually wants us to live. Forget the massive fleet casting shadows over your city, forget the kinetic rods. Picture a regular 38-year-old American guy. You've got a wife, 2 kids, a 30-year mortgage that just became completely meaningless, and a mid-level desk job. You spend your weekends mowing the lawn, paying off a truck, and complaining about property taxes. Where do you fit into this kind of nightmare when the sky starts falling? Human history is brutally honest here. Look at the fall of Rome. The Mongol invasion sweeping the steppes. The colonization of the Americas. The survivors of violent regime change were never the frontline soldiers. Those guys died on day 1. The ones who actually lived through the collapse were the farmers pulling calories out of the dirt. The blacksmiths, the engineers, the healers. A bunch of people with tangible, everyday skills the new bosses couldn't replace in the nick of time. Fighting back against an orbital strike is a joke. Don't even try it. What matters now is what you can practically build, fix, or grow that they can't. Can you rebuild a shattered water turbine using scavenged copper wire? Sew a deep wound without modern antibiotics? Grow high-yield corn in rapidly degrading soil? If you can't, a highly logical hive mind doesn't see you as a person, you're just an inefficiency. A biological drain on the supply chain requiring permanent correction. Ouch. But here's the gut punch. These conquerors share your exact biology. Not just the physical bipedal shape, the deep ancient wiring buried inside your skull. Pair bonding. The aggressive territorial drive to protect your kids. Crushing grief. The hive mind multiplies collective purpose, but it doesn't totally erase the individual inside the machine. That means somewhere out there in the dark, a bunch of them might be capable of choosing mercy. So surviving a planetary invasion isn't about dodging bullets. It's figuring out your next move if the invaders offer a pass, but only if you prove your physical and mental worth. That's a hard, cold look in the mirror. Stripped of the internet, your comfortable routine, and all your modern crap, what is your life actually worth when the chips are finally down? Every war, every genocide, every brutal conquest in history happened between groups that were genetically almost identical. The historical excuses we used for slaughter, culture, language, imaginary lines drawn on a map, were just surface noise playing over the exact same strand of human DNA. Now imagine that ancient impulse. Resource hunger. The desperate pull of home. Raw survival pressure. Watch it play out between two branches of the exact same species separated by 100,000 years and the absolute harshest evolutionary filter the universe has ever run. Violence wouldn't be irrational. It would be the most deeply human thing to ever happen in the cosmos. If we ever found proof of an evolved branch of humanity living out there in the stars, would that be the greatest discovery in human history? Or would it be the first shot of a war we were never built to survive? And here's the part that'll keep you up tonight. How would we even know the difference? Before it's already too late? If you want to keep exploring the darkest edges of science and survival, hit that subscribe button and drop a like on this video. The universe has laws, but we're here to push them to the breaking point. I'm Rabo, and the lab is always open. Catch you on the next one.